Okay, hello, welcome back. We're going to do some more work on this character. So we have our face done on this hood. Still, it's completely symmetrical, so we will work on that in a while. So for now, what we're going to do, we're going to work on, oops, too far. We're going to work on the body here, the jacket, and add in boots. So it's going to do some general work. So it's going to hide that hood so it's not in the way. We're not going to worry too much about the upper body. We will have to do a little bit more work on the top because we will bring back that sort of hood a little bit. So let's just going to do a little bit. So first thing I'm going to do is going to add in a loop cut in here. Scale it ever so slightly. Select it all and set smooth. So it's going to give me a better sort of kind of end to this jacket or whatever it might be. So let's first of all, or where are we? Yeah, just the individual origins. So I'm going to take this a little bit, scale it in. So this is a female character. So we're going to just get the basic shapes right. And before we move on too far. Okay. Now, there's a number of ways to sort of work on this. If we go back to our reference image, it has sort of almost like a cummerbund or a wraparound, and then it has these quite distinctive kind of seams. So what we're going to try and do is do something similar. So we're going to have a seam down the middle to, delineate the center of the jacket where it joins together. So that shouldn't be too hard to do. If we add in a loop cut here, okay, we're going to have geometry all the way up through the face, and that's not ideal. So instead, I'm going to take just the area that we're interested in, these ones here, and we're going to extrude them. Now, and we're going to go to vertex select mode and take top of each of these. And we're going to scale it on X and move it on X as well. And do the same with these guys. Okay, so the very thing we were trying to avoid earlier, the seam, and we're going to very simply make, I'm just going to click here, and I'm in object mode here, so I'm going to make a circle, and we'll give it, say, 12 verts, make it much smaller, and rotate it 90 degrees, forward and Y. Now, edit mode, scale. So I'm going to make a button. So the easiest way to make a button is well, there are many ways to make a button. So I'm going to go Shift D and move this to here, and I'm going to go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and actually I can do these as well. And we'll go W bridge edge loop, and here, cursor to selected, we're going to add another circle with 12 vertices. We're going to rotate it on X by 90 degrees, scale it down to there. Now, so I have 12 on the outside here, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So if I delete my circle and go again, circle, and 14. Now rotate it on X by 90 degrees. Oops. Scale it first. And rotate it on X by 90 degrees. There we go. So, theoretically, I should be able to go W, bridge edge loop. And theory doesn't always work. So, yeah, so let's do the obvious ones. So I'm just going to join these together. And it should be fairly straightforward. So obviously the easy thing to do is to subdivide that. And then I have two faces. And do the same over here. No, thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. And then here, if I put a loop cut through the middle. Now, there's going to be a button, so it, is probably massive overkill for a button. But anyway, so there's my button. Select it all, and then extrude it. There we go. Select it all. Scale it down. And just so we don't, so I'll put a subsurface modifier on it. So I can move it over to here. I'm going to go transform origin to geometry, and we'll give it a color. Call it button. I'll make it yellow. Good. There it is. Very good. So now we're going to edit mode. Bring this to here. And rotate it. We won't put in too many. Now, actually, before I do that, before I duplicate it, let's do this correctly. So, I'll select it all, make it smooth, and Shift D. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. So, let's just take the outside there. So, Shift D, scale it down. Okay, so it's going to be my tread. So GY. Okay, and then EY. And what I want here is wireframe mode. So I'm going to delete this half of my button because it is symmetrical, and add my mirror modifier. Take the top of this, and we're going to go extrude. Sorry, that doesn't work. Extrude, and rotate. Extrude, and rotate. Turn on clipping. Let's go G, X. Here we go. Select all of that. Scale it down. Okay. And on this one, we'll give it a second material. We'll call it black. That's meant to be the tread. And we'll put that there. And we'll hit assign. Now, and we'll go GY. And or Z. So object transform geometry. Oh no, we'll do that. Let's apply our mirror modifier first. So apply and then transform margin to geometry. And we'll rotate on Z and make it smooth. Okay, so button number 1. Shift D. GY. And just for now, I'll do one more. Okay. Right. So that's not too bad. And now let's take this and make some decisions about what we want to do with it. So we'll make it a little bit more like sort of leather armor. So we're going to put here, give this a tighter edge, and then we'll try and take sort of like a piece of this and extrude again, extrude again. So it's like a piece of armor added on. And do the same down here, only probably not as so we'll extrude again, and again. And we'll give a break. So extrude again, and again. And then we'll take that'll leave us with one stripe there, that's fine. So E, and just that one there. Now, one thing they all have in common is they're quite rounded at the top, so I can add in a loop cut across here. Give that a sharper edge, and do the same down here. And now these won't really be seen, but the same with that. Okay. Now, so let's take our cloak here. Move it out a bit. So I'll turn this off. Now, we don't have to worry about kind of color, and they're probably extruded out too far, but we'll live with that. Now, there's a couple of things I'm doing on purpose just to point them out. I'm not extending this. This would be, an excellent coat to extend. When you do that, and we're doing a walk cycle, when the leg rises, the coat would have to move with it. So it's a more complex animation. It's not by any means impossible. In fact, it's very possible. But for your first walk cycle, I think that might be too much. So you can see me adding in loop cuts here. They're just to give sharper edges. Okay, so let's fix these trousers a little bit. I'm going to add in a couple of creases. Do the same here. We'll do the same with this here. Okay, and then this here is going to go in here. It's going to be the top of our boot. Okay, we'll get to the boot in a second. Okay, now, again, they're quite symmetrical, so we'll make them asymmetrical in a little bit. Now we're going to make our boot. So we'll do that quite simply. We'll it's going to import a new background image. So we'll just turn that one off and add a new one. And we're going to add this one here, which is footprint. We'll look from above, and it's enormous. So we will rotate it by 90 degrees, thereabouts. Our model is on this side, so I need to flip it vertically, and then rotate it back around, bring the size down. Oops, no. And then just move it roughly into the right position. Okay, so just going to take the base of the leg here. You go Shift D. Put that there. And we'll go, so let's place this here. Now, if you remember before, we used V to break our circle, or our loop before. So we don't want too many verts in this. So we'll try and, oops. So try and use the ones that we have here wisely. Now, making boot is one of the easier parts of character design. Join the two of them together. So what I could do is I could select Alt M and go F, and you can see the way it's made the faces. It's all converging to one point. If the the front of the foot is on the ground and the heel lifts, this will distort terribly. So we're not going to do that. We are going to make a more manually intensive, but ultimately more satisfying sole to the shoe. So we're going to merge them. And delete that. 2, 3, 4, face. And we can delete you. 1, 2, 3, 4, face. Okay, so we'll select all of that, and then we're going to extrude it out, extrude it upwards. Take that part of it and move it up a little bit more. The heel is normally much higher. Then we will extrude and then scale. Not too much, and then extrude it up again. So this is our basic shoe or basic foot. Now, it looks a bit like a clown shoe at the moment, but we'll get it going. So first thing we need to do is take these guys here and make them smaller. Then we need to bring them back and rotate them. Then we need to add in a loop cut here and make it a wee bit bigger. Select it all and set it to be smooth. Oh, faces. Very good. Now we're going to take these 4 here and delete faces. And then we're going to use the tool we used earlier, which was to sphere. And it'll kind of round it off for us. So that's not too bad. Just going to scale that in a bit. Move it back. Okay. So slightly less clowny. So it's not too bad. It's quite basic, but that's all we're looking for is basic. And so select it all and place this roughly here. Right, now let's count our verts. So we have 14 here and we have 10 here. So I need more verts. So I'm going to do a loop cut here, and that's going to give me 12. Now, if I loop cut down through the center of the foot, like that, that should give me the 14 I need. Okay. Now, then that gives me the ability to do that. Okay, so I'm going to take these here, and I'm going to delete them.
Oh, goodness gracious.
And W bridge edge loop. And we have quads. So that is our boot. Now again, we need to add more detail to that boot, but for now that can be our boot. And what we will do for now, just because we have materials, we will select the rest of the foot there. This guy and that guy, and we're going to go new material slot, and we're going to go black and assign, and then we're going to go select this material and select all the verts to have that. Okay, that's too many verts. Okay, so let's see if we can add this different material. So C, good. And my boot, but I'm that guy. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to invert my selection. So select, invert, and then we'll give it another material here. We'll give it the material that is, well, let's make a new one. We'll call it cloth. We'll use the same cloth that we used for the hood, the cotton. If you remember what we used, we kind of played with our brightness and contrast. So let's play with something else as well. So let's go in here and add a hue and saturation node as well. So we'll link all these guys together and see where we go. We go to rendered. Now we have to assign that, and then we can do all sorts of nice things. We can now obviously we can add as many of these in as we want. Okay, so what we forgot to do was that bit there. Assign. Now that will do us for now. Now we can turn off that footprint that's behind her head. There. Okay, so we have got to 27 minutes. So I'm going to stop at that. So we've added in a good bit more detail. So she's far from perfect. Definitely far from perfect if that's what we're seeing. So let's spin around and get a head to toe. Cool. And we'll turn off lock camera to view. There we go. And we'll render that. Okay, it's not too bad. Like I said, we're too worried about materials at this stage. But could be a lot worse. Okay, so we're gonna move on with this. We're gonna add in hands, and then we're gonna take the mirror modifiers. We're gonna apply them, and then take all of the sort of the symmetry out of this, and take one of these buttons, make it bigger, put it up here, change the symmetry on the hood, refine the material here. We'll UV unwrap this and make it a lot more interesting looking, and put some sort of belt material there as well. Okay, so we're not in a bad space.